Once upon a time, there was a queen that lived in a land where houses were covered in snow. One day, she pricked her finger with a needle while sewing.
Ouch!
3 drops of blood fell upon the snow, and she thought,
I wish I had a daughter that had skin as white as snow, lips rosy as blood, and black hair as night.
Her wish came true. She later gave birth to a baby daughter and named her Snow White. However, the queen died, and the king remarried the most beautiful lady in the kingdom. She had a magic mirror, and every day asked,
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
And the mirror would reply,
My queen, you are the fairest in the land.
But on Snow White's 17th birthday, the mirror changed his answer.
You, my queen, are fair, it is true, but Snow White is even fairer than you.
The queen flew into a jealous rage and ordered her huntsmen to take Snow White into the woods and kill her. The poor huntsman took Snow White into the forest, but found himself unable to kill the girl. Instead, he let her go. Snow White was now all alone in the great forest, and she didn't know what to do. She walked until it was already dark. Then she saw a little house and decided to go inside. Everything in the house was small.
Aww.
She saw 7 plates, 7 forks, 7 knives, 7 spoons, and 7 glasses. Since she was hungry, Snow White grabbed a bite from each little plate and sat on one of the little chairs. Afterwards, because she was so tired, she laid down on one of the little beds and fell asleep. Later, the owners of the house returned home. They were the 7 dwarfs who worked in the mine. As soon as they arrived home, they saw that someone had been there. For not everything was in the same order as they had left it. The first one said,
Who has been eating from my plate?
The second one said,
Who has been eating with my fork?
The third one said,
Who has been drinking from my cup?
The fourth one said, Who was eating with my knife? The fifth one said,
Who has been using my napkin?
The sixth one said,
Who has been eating my bread?
The seventh one said,
Who has been sitting on my chair?
Once they entered the bedroom, they understood what had happened, and as soon as they saw Snow White, they cried out with amazement. They let her stay, and on the following day, she told them what had happened. The dwarfs felt sorry for her and warned her not to open the door. Back in the kingdom, the stepmother was sure that Snow White would no longer return. She stood in front of the mirror and asked,
Mirror, mirror, am I the fairest of them all?
The mirror replied,
My queen, you are a star, but the fairest is still Snow White.
The queen became furious and used her powers to find out where Snow White was. Once she knew, she poisoned an apple. Then, she dressed as a peasant and went into the woods. When she arrived, she knocked on the door. Snow White peered out of the window.
I must not let anyone in. The 7 dwarfs have forbidden me to do so.
Snow White said.
That's all right. I've got many apples, and I don't know what to do with them,
Answered the peasant woman.
In case you'd like one, here, I'll leave you one.
Snow White trusted the lady and bit the apple. She immediately fell to the floor. The queen was extremely happy because she got away with it. When the dwarfs arrived home, they tried to save her, but their efforts were in vain. They had a glass coffin made and laid her inside. Then they took it to the top of a hill. The 7 dwarfs were mourning Snow White's death when a prince, who was nearby, saw her and fell in love with her. He requested to open the coffin, and then he kissed her. Snow White woke up immediately.
Where am I?
She asked.
What happened?
Don't worry. You're safe and sound. And you make me the luckiest man in the world,
replied the prince. The dwarfs were very glad to see Snow White awake. Sometime later, Snow White and the prince married and lived in the castle, together with the dwarfs, happily ever after.